Gerard Valkyrie. Gerard Valkyrie, Gerudo Varakiri, is a Quincy and a member of the Wandenreika's Sternritter with the designation M, the Miracle, as well as one of Yhwach's Schutzstaffel, Schutzstaffel, German 4, Protective Echelon, Japanese 4, Elite/Imperial Guards. He is also the heart of the Soul King. Gerard and Pranita Parnkyas did not have any special powers bestowed upon them by Yhwach, as they were the only Sternritter who possessed their special abilities from the beginning. Eventually, Yhwach bestowed a script upon each of them in recognition of their status. Appearance. Gerard is a tall and broad muscular man with light blonde, shoulder-length hair, and pupil-less eyes. He wears a winged helmet and a white cloak fastened at the front with 3 buttons and a dark red Hegel rune on the left-hand side. Underneath this cloak, he wears a red cape held by a pin on both shoulders, gauntlets on either arm, black pants with a white X-shaped belt and disc-shaped buckle, and white shin guards with discs on his kneecaps. Underneath his mask, Gerard has black sideways M-shaped marks covering the sides of his face, and wears a thin black braid around his scalp. Personality. Gerard is a very aggressive man, rushing forward to attack Senjumaru's Shut-Era almost immediately after being summoned to the Soul King Palace. He is also very confident in his power, proclaiming that Senjumaru could not hope to stop his blade with her delicate arms, and reacting with interest and amusement rather than apprehension when she summons a massive guard to fight him. Even when confronted by several lieutenant and captain-level Shinigami, Gerard demanded that they all attack him at once because none of them would stand a chance in a one-on-one fight with him. However, he is unnerved by Kiryu Hikafune's Cage of Trees, referring to it as an eerie trick. He boisterously commends his opponents if they impress him in battle, and believes he is the greatest and mightiest of the Quincy. He holds Yhwach in very high regard, as he loudly berated Leelbaro for killing and leaving Senjumaru's corpse in Yhwach's path and even ordered him to clear it up immediately. In contrast to most Sternritter, he is benevolent toward most of his teammates, having caught and carried Pranita Parnkyas after it fell off the Soul King Palace, and openly expressed his approval for Yuryu Ishida after the latter explained his method of protecting Yhwach. However, this attitude is not expressed towards all of his allies, as he promised to kill a skin Nak Lovar if he fell behind in battle. He also showed his disapproval of sadism, as he promised to draw Hoffnung against Zaraki after catching a glimpse of his passion for wanting to cut him off. Equipment. Shield. Gerard carries a large, circular bronze shield on his left forearm, which he uses as a sheath for Hoffnung when he is not using it. It is highly durable, having withstood a direct slash from Kenpachi Zaraki without being damaged, but has a limit to how much force it can sustain, as it was easily cut in half by Kenpachi's Bankai. Cape. Gerard wears a cape that can be stretched to act as a wall, preventing his opponents from passing him. Powers and abilities. The Miracle, Za Mirakuru, Japanese for miracle, Gerard's innate ability that he has always possessed, rather than being a true script granted by Yhwach's blood. Gerard describes it as the power to manifest miracles upon himself by giving form to the thoughts, feelings, and desires of himself and those around him. He also suggests that the more improbable a specific event is, the more likely the miracle can make said event actually occur. Probability manipulation. By Gerard's own accounts, conventional miracles are the result of impossible or near-impossible events actually happening. Because of this, whenever Gerard is up against nigh-impossible odds, e.g. in battle, the miracle allows him to succeed anyway regardless of his normal chances. When facing off against Byakuya Kachiki, Shinji Hirako, and Renji Abarai, Gerard noted that it would be impossible for him to win under any normal circumstances, hence why the miracle increased his power to allow for victory. Likewise, when Gerard noted the impossibility of finding the hiding visored combatants due to their faint Ryatsu, he immediately located them, claiming that the miracle allowed for it to happen. Damage empowerment. By focusing on people's fear of being unable to destroy him, Gerard can convert any physical damage wrought upon him, lethal included, into increases of his size and might, including strength, durability, and speed. Said increases are proportional to the damage inflicted, with massive harm done to him letting him grow gigantic, towering over multi-storied buildings and utterly dwarfing those of human size. Gerard refers to this as his godly size, Kami no Saizu, Japanese for godly scale, viz. God size. Upon undergoing the transformation, any injuries incurred prior immediately disappear. In his godly size form, Gerard becomes strong and hardy enough to smash a concrete tower with a simple backhand, deflect Byakuya's Senbenzakura with another mere swipe of his hand, use his breath to blow away his opponents as well as large chunks of debris, and even repel 4 Vizard's coordinated assault. If Gerard loses a limb, it will automatically reform in a flash of light with visible veins, yet stronger than before. Even if he is cut in half vertically, Gerard will simply stitch his body back together. Hope infusing. Using the miracle, Gerard can manifest the hopes of his allies into his spirit weapon, Hoffnung. By doing this, Hoffnung becomes nigh unbreakable and reflects any damage it does take back onto the attacker. Wings. If he needs to fly, Gerard can sprout a large pair of gold-colored wings, which also forms an aura of energy around Hoffnung. Racier manipulation. As a Quincy, Gerard primarily absorbs spiritual energy from the atmosphere and combines it with his own spiritual energy to form weapons. He has an easier time collecting this energy in environments with higher concentrations of racier, such as in Soul Society or Hueco Mundo. Immeasurable spiritual power. As a member of the Schutzstaffel, as well as being the Soul King's heart, Gerard possesses a truly immense amount of spiritual power that is greater than that of a captain-level Shinigami. Gerard himself expresses the utmost confidence he could take on numerous Shinigami captains and lieutenants by himself, several of whom are noted for being exceptionally powerful even among their peers. In his battle against the Godii 13 and the Visored, the miracle increases Gerard's already immense power to the point that he considers the Ryatsu of the captains and Visored so faint that he can barely feel them anymore. As a true testament of Gerard's strength, Kenpachi Zaraki, having already awakened his true power and surpassed Yachiru Unohana, immediately takes off his eye patch and releases Nozarashi at the start of their battle, instinctively knowing that he must go all out against Gerard in order to even stand a chance. Immense strength. With a single swing of his sword, Gerard effortlessly blew a hole through the vestibule road in the Soul King Palace with ease, and later damaged part of Kiryu Hikafune's Tree of Life with only the force generated by his sword swing. He later leaped from one branch of the reformed Soul King Palace to another, covering the tremendous distance in a single bound. Swordsman. Gerard possesses some proficiency in wielding Hoffnung, allowing him to deliver basic but precise blows with great power behind them to his opponents during combat. Spirit weapon. Hoffnung, Hoffnungu, German for hope, Japanese for sword of hope. Gerard's favored weapon manifests in the form of a black, double-edged sword with a black hilt. Its guard is V-shaped and has a star in the center. Gerard commonly stores it in his shield when he is not using it. It is powerful enough to easily shatter Senjumaru Shitara's needle and dent Kiryu Hikafune's Cage of Life, and is durable enough to withstand a direct clash with Kenpachi Zaraki's Nozarashi while only sustaining a small nick in the blade. Damage reflection. According to Gerard, thanks to his The Miracle, Hoffnung is the hopes of people bundled together. Damaging hope causes despair, so if Hoffnung is damaged in any way, the combatant who damaged it will suffer injuries in return. For example, a small nick in the blade will result in a disproportionately large cut in the opponent's body. However, Toshiro Hitsugaya manages to disable this effect by freezing Hoffnung completely solid, ceasing its functions. Heilig Bogen, Heirihi Bogen, German for Holy Bow, Japanese for Sacred Bow. Gerard's Heilig Bogen takes the form of a large gold-colored bow with two sets of handles, one bent at a smaller angle than the other, that support the thick string. He summons it by clasping his hands together before pulling them apart to form the weapon. Heilig File, Heirihi Puferu, German for Holy Arrow, Japanese for Sacred Destruction Arrows. Gerard can fire enormous Heilig File, which he refers to as a pure torrent of power. Quincy, Volstandig. Askatonig, Ashitanigu, Japanese for Power of God, viz. Ashtanig. Gerard activates his Quincy, Volstandig by forming a Quincy Zaichin in the air with his blood. In this form, Gerard gains a Norse racier helmet, a star extending over the edges of his shield, and thick patterns covering his arms and legs as the star on the hilt of Hoffnung turns white. Upon being granted power by Yawacha's Oswalin, Gerard's Quincy, Volstandig granted him a Heiligenschein in the shape of the Quincy Zaichin and pair of white, feathery racier wings. Energy blasts. Gerard can fire energy blasts from the tip of Hoffnung that are powerful enough to level entire city blocks. Second form. After Gerard's body is destroyed by Byakuya Kachiki's Ika Senjinka, Gerard recreates his entire body, but unlike his initial form, he now has a face resembling a knight's helmet and two spikes on his shoulders. He seems to be devoid of clothing, and has golden energy patterns on his shoulders and waist. Upon witnessing this transformation, Toshiro Hitsugaya calls him a monster.
If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, bye bye.